straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hi, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to redefine his popularity even at 39. He has topped the latest Forbes list of the highest paid athletes the world over, beating his rival Messi en route. What makes Ronaldo a powerhouse and an icon beyond the realm of football? We delve into the savvy, street-smart Ronaldo, who knows how to make his football prowess scream beyond the pitch. And the biggest rivalry is ready to hit cricket fans in India over the weekend. Bengaluru takes on Chennai in a do-or-die clash at the Indian Premier League. What can we expect in this rivalry built on camaraderie? Also, Michael Schumacher's watches get auctioned for $4.4 million. I'll tell you more about how auctions of players' memorabilia works. What's the process? Who does the money go to? And what are some of the weird items that have gone for jaw-dropping amounts? Stay on for that and more, but first, a look at the headlines in Sports 360. We'll start with football. Brazil will host the 2027 edition of the Women's World Cup. Brazil will host the women's tournament for the first time, having already hosted the Men's World Cup twice in 1950 and 2014. Palestinian Football Association has urged football's world governing body to suspend Israel. This due to Israel's ongoing war in Gaza. FIFA said it will take independent advice on the matter to consider Palestine's demand. The Asian Football Confederation, another body which manages football in Asia, has also backed Palestine's proposal. According to reports, Barcelona are poised to sack their current manager, Javi Hernandez. The decision comes weeks after Javi decided to stay at the club and honor his contract. It is believed Barcelona president Laporta is unhappy with Javi's recent comments made to press before the Almeria game. Javi, in the pre-match presser, said Barcelona isn't financially stable as it once was. Over in tennis, women's world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka has entered the final of the Italian Open. She defeated 13th seed Danielle Collins 7-5, 6-2. Their encounter lasted close to an hour and 30 minutes. Sabalenka will face off with world number 1 Iga Swiatek once again for the title. Over in the NBA, Golden State Warriors superstar Steph Curry added another honor to his illustrious career. Curry bagged the Magic Johnson Award by PBWA. Curry was awarded for his on-court excellence combined with cooperation and grace in dealing with the media and fans. Now, aging like fine wine, that describes quite a few sporting legends, and it fits Cristiano Ronaldo best. The more the footballer ages, the better he gets. Sure, he was a different beast when he was younger, but experience has definitely wizened him. Sure, his hunger to excel has not diminished, and yes, age has its effects, but Ronaldo has managed to veer and evade the impacts of almost all of it. Remember Dr. Strange and his magical hold on time? CR7 is the Dr. Strange of the football world. He's mastered time, controlling time to favor him. At 39, Ronaldo may not be playing in the top 5 leagues in the world, but here he is giving us another reminder of how he's managed to evolve and grow despite all of that. Ronaldo has topped the Forbes list of highest paid athletes in the world. In the past 12 months, Ronaldo has earned a staggering $260 million. This, of course, includes not just his salary, but also the many endorsements he makes. He beat some of the biggest names of the sporting world to top this list. NBA players LeBron James and Steph Curry, or golfer Jon Rahm, and yes, his biggest rival Lionel Messi too. They're all left behind as Ronaldo topped the list for the 4th time in his career. Ronaldo skyrocketed to being the highest paid athlete for the first time 8 years ago in 2016. Ever since then, the Portuguese has moved to 4 different countries: Spain, Italy, England, and now his current home in Saudi. And despite all of that and the changes that have come with it, one thing has remained consistent: him encashing outrageous paychecks. When Ronaldo made a move to Saudi last year, everyone knew it involved a lot of money. But there was an associate belief that his brand endorsements would plummet, wouldn't be as ambitious or lucrative as they were, because he was heading to a less popular league. Cash rich, sure, but not elite. But Ronaldo does his magic here as well. Last year too, with $136 million in earnings, Ronaldo comfortably beat his rivals. And not just that, he has set a trend. He made the Saudi league desirable, made it cool. And following his move, big names like Karim Benzema, Neymar all decided to jump ship. And yes, no surprise, they also feature in the top 10 list of highest paid athletes. Ronaldo is someone who has always found ways to evolve, ways to make his brand never stagnant. And here's just another example of that. Clearly why he continues to challenge his peers and his successors even today. With endorsements, salary, investments and a massive social media fan following. That is another source of earning for the Portuguese. With millions of followers across various social media platforms, Ronaldo has built a personal brand, an empire that transcends football, an iconic image that is unshakable. So the question is, how does he do it? Is there a trick, a particular method or practice to this starry-eyed success? Well, the answer is it's a combination of factors that make Ronaldo a financial powerhouse. First, let's talk endorsements. Ronaldo's partnership portfolio reads like a who's who of global brands. Nike, Clear, Herbalife, just to name a few. These deals alone bring in millions of dollars annually. But it's not just about slapping his face on a product or a brand. He's careful with his choices and his image. And Ronaldo's carefully curated image and personal brand makes him incredibly appealing to advertisers. Ronaldo's appeal lies in his global reach, his aspirational image. He's not just a footballer, he's a lifestyle icon. Brands want to associate themselves with his success and the charisma that comes with it. And then, of course, there's his salary. Even at 39, Ronaldo commands one of the highest wages in football history. It's believed that Ronaldo roughly earns $200 million a year alone in salary. But Ronaldo's financial empire doesn't end here. He's also a savvy, street-smart entrepreneur with investments in various ventures, from hotels to fashion lines and even real estate. Ronaldo has his fingers in many pies, ensuring that even after football, there is much more of his legacy and his imprint in the world, not just on the sport. So the bottom line here, Ronaldo doesn't settle. He wants to be the best at whatever he does, a trait that he takes out from football itself. In the 2 years Ronaldo has been in Saudi alone, for example, the forward has showed he doesn't like being second best. You see him in animated exchanges, passionately trying to win every single time, every single game, throwing a silver medal after Riyadh Cup defeat against Al Hilal, or getting agitated by fans teasing him using Messi's name. Second best won't do. It's just not good enough. And if he can't do that on the football field, how can you expect him to do that on the financial front? Now, the Rains have decided one of the playoff spots in the IPL this year. With that Gujarat's last game that was washed off, Hyderabad has made it to the playoffs. And it's thanks to that one extra point because of the match being abandoned. But what that means is that we have pretty much a shootout for the fourth spot. And it's between age-old rivals turned friends turned rivals. Chennai and Bengaluru will fight it out tomorrow for that elusive fourth playoff spot. This is the biggest clash in this tournament. The energy is going to be electrifying. Fans are going to pack in. I'm sure Chennai fans are going to pull in all their weight and their resources to get to the stadium and show that there is a little more yellow than red this time. This is the matchup everyone is gearing up for. It's probably one of the most important match in this season of the IPL. And here's the thing. What's so unique about this face-off? The two biggest faces of the two camps are not the captains here, at least not this season. MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli are icons of this franchises, and the two share the most warm camaraderie you'll ever witness. They're not captains though. No wonder then that MS Dhoni snuck into the RCB dressing room during training one of the days, right this time, just to have some tea during the next session. Two men who've had the most respect for each other, and they've shared some unbelievable moments together for India, from World Cup wins to memorable moments both on and off the field, like this one, where MS Dhoni decided to bowl and Virat Kohli kept wickets instead. This was in a test match. Seems like Virat would do anything for his biggest hero. He kept wickets during a game against Bangladesh as MS Dhoni needed to rush out for a bit of a break. Of course, that can't happen on Saturday because even when there is a lot of love between these two, it's war when Bengaluru takes on Chennai. Virat Kohli has never won an IPL title, so a playoff spot is one step closer to achieving that. For which a win, and a calculated one at that, is the bottom line. They have to beat Chennai by at least 20 runs or by 11 deliveries or more. MS Dhoni may have relinquished his captaincy this season, but the swan song, as they all feel it to be, will require this first step, beating Bengaluru. Because with one of the knockout matches and a final slated to take place in Chennai, history beckons. And we know how well MS Dhoni has kept his date with destiny all these years, whether for his national side or the Chennai outfit. In fact, that's what one of India's best test captains and now a commentator, Anil Kumble, believes as well.
It can be both Chennai and RCB qualifying. You never know. But CSK, we all know how well oiled they are in terms of crunch games, how well they are equipped to get to the playoffs. There's been hardly an instance where they haven't really qualified for the playoffs, other than one instance. They have qualified literally every time and won 5 times. So that experience and the ability to sort of get to the playoffs certainly is in favor of CSK. If Chennai can get to Chennai, then I think they'll be very, very dangerous, very dangerous.
Very dangerous indeed. But the two captains on the field are players who have batted together, opened the batting for Chennai in the past. The very experienced and solid Faf du Plessis will lead Bengaluru out tomorrow, and his counterpart will be one he has literally chaperoned, Ruturaj Gaikwad. So it seems like a fitting battle royale. The only hitch is, of course, the weather. At least for the sake of the fans and the sport, if a fight would be great to see a match, and a good contest at that. Stakes are high, the pressure is on, the most entertaining weekend is lined up, weather permitting. Beyond the field, the courts or the ring lies another arena where legends are immortalized. The world of sports auctions. That's our next story today. A place where fans get to own the iconic possessions of their favorite athlete. A place where those gears are eternalized, iconic pieces from sporting history fetch staggering prices and capture the imagination of fans worldwide. The concept of auctions alone have been on for centuries now, serving as a marketplace where items of value are bought and sold to the highest bidder. In sports, though, auctions gained prominence as fans sought to own a piece of their favorite athletes' legacies. Early this week, Formula One great Michael Schumacher's watches were sold for around $4.41 million at an auction house in Geneva. The set of 8 watches were put up for sale by Schumacher's family. And here's the thing, Schumacher has not been seen in public since suffering that severe head injury while skiing in 2013. So understandably, every Schumacher fan out there would want to have some piece of the legend. And when the watches were put out for an auction, it was estimated that it will go out for about $3 million. But the emotional connect and the fact that one of the watches had an engraved message given to Schumacher as a Christmas present by his Ferrari team principal, Jean Dott, made the watches even more desirable. And if you think the price for the watches is high, I'll give you some more shocking numbers. Michael Jordan's NBA Finals Chicago Bulls jersey was sold for $10.1 million in 2022, a jersey that Jordan wore during his last NBA title victory. And there's more. Remember Maradona's Hand of God jersey? Maradona wore the famed Hand of God jersey in the quarterfinals of the 1986 Soccer World Cup. One goal was scored by Maradona's hand, unseen by the referee. And in the second one, Maradona evaded 6 defenders to score what many consider was the greatest goal of the 20th century. That same jersey was sold for $9.3 million in December 2022. And how can a list be complete without football legend Lionel Messi? All of Messi's 6 jerseys that he wore during the 2022 World Cup campaign, the most memorable campaign for Argentina at a World Cup, was sold at a price of $7.8 million in 2023. And it includes trunks too. And speaking of trunks, Muhammad Ali's Thriller in Manila trunks went under the hammer once again by the new owner this year and was auctioned at a price of $6 million. And of course, his iconic belt from the 1976 fight against George Foreman was sold for $6.2 million. Whether it's Michael Jordan's game-worn sneakers, Muhammad Ali's championship belt, or Kobe Bryant's iconic jersey, sports auctions offer enthusiasts the opportunity to own a piece of history. But what drives the value of these items beyond their intrinsic worth? The value of sports memorabilia is driven by a combination of factors. These include the athlete's legacy, the significance of the item, and the condition that it's in. But it's not just the items themselves that garner the attention. It's the stories they tell and the emotions that they evoke in the fans. Owning a piece of sports history is like owning a piece of your own personal history. It's a way to connect with the athletes and moments that have shaped your lives. For example, Michael Jordan's sneakers from the flu game hold immense value because they symbolize his resilience and determination in the face of adversity. And yes, the sweat and toil of these unwashed clothes add to the value of the sporting memorabilia. What's the point of clean clothes being auctioned at the expense of grossing you out? Messi's unwashed jerseys is a clincher, isn't it? Where's the stamp of the hero on the possession he or she is auctioning otherwise? From iconic moments on the field to off-court controversies, every aspect of an athlete's career can influence the value of their memorabilia. Take, for instance, Lionel Messi's napkin contract, which is valued to be auctioned anywhere between $374,000 to $625,000. That's the estimate. It holds historical significance in his journey to greatness, and that is why fans want to have a piece of history with them. But here's the thing, how do these auctions work? First, an initial price is set by the owner of the possession. In this case, it could be the sportsperson himself, a family member, someone who currently owns it too, and then the auctioneer. They both decide on the price. Then the items are put forward for auction. Sometimes it's online, and in certain cases, a grand auction is held where bidders continuously bid until the highest price wins. The money goes to the owner who put it up for auction, and some percentage that varies depending on the item, the bidder, and the auctioneer is given back to the auctioneer. One of the leading purveyors of sports memorabilia auctions, of course, is Sotheby's, a renowned auction house that has facilitated the sale of some of the most coveted items in sports history. From Diego Maradona's Hand of God jersey to Pele's Golden Ball, Sotheby's has showcased an array of timeless pieces that transcend the boundaries of sport. But the list doesn't just include the marquee items. Some weird sporting memorabilia too have found their way to new owners. Baseball legend Ty Cobb's wooden dentures were bought for a whopping $6,500. That's some level of obsession. Speaking of teeth, baseball icon Tom Seaver's toothpick were bought for $440 in 1992. And the last one on the list is more strange. A fan took a urinal from a stadium in which NFL running back Barry Sanders peed. He bought the urinal from the stadium for $23. This was in 2013. And then later managed to get it autographed from Sanders himself. But the story doesn't end here. The fan then proceeded to sell the urinal for $3,000. The bottom line, celebrities are larger than life superstars. They have a shelf life, but their gears, their accessories, their belongings last much longer, especially for a die-hard fan. It's clearly priceless. Time for last serve. What would you do if you are a rising icon of a sport? I'm talking about Jake Paul here. He might be the rising star of boxing, but getting into a verbal duel with a legend like Mike Tyson may be a bit too ambitious. Watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul in a war of words ahead of their big fight in July.
Listen, I started Jake off and I'm going to finish him.
You started me off. I appreciate that, Mike. I love you. I love you. Like a father loves his son, but I must discipline you. You're going down, old man.
Okay, I love you too.
That's interesting, but that does it here on First Sports. Thanks so much for joining in. I'll see you again over the next week. Have a lovely weekend. We'll meet again on Monday. Take care.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison LaGrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.